I wanted to start this video with a jack in the box, just winding and winding, building the tension, showing exactly what a hardcore silver stacker has felt for the last 13 years. But I don't have one. And honestly, I'm afraid that if I step out to buy one, silver might explode while I'm gone. Because right now, silver is having its moment. It's 15 minutes of fame, and frankly, it's overdue. At $58 an ounce, silver is up 100% this year. I've been talking for months about how impressive gold's 62% rally has been. How incredible it was that gold doubled in just 2 years. Well, silver did the same thing in half the time. And what is crazy is that the story at $58 today feels just as compelling as it did last year at 27. Except this time, the moves could come a lot faster. Like, blink and you miss it fast. But before we go deeper, let me step into the woodshed for a minute, because silver is complicated. The reality is simple. Silver's performance has sucked for 4 straight years. If you're a longtime silver bull, you know this. It lived up to none of the hype in 2021, 2022, 2023, or 2024. That doesn't mean accumulating silver was a bad idea. It just means it didn't deliver the breakout everyone kept promising right around the corner. Now, before anyone says you don't get silver, let me give some context. I've explained many times why I wasn't excited about silver. It started in August 2020 when I sold most of mine at $29 an ounce. And before anyone laughs, I bought a lot of it back 4 years later at $27. It worked out fine. Meanwhile, the capital I freed up went into Bitcoin and ETH, which went up more than 1,000%. I don't love telling that part because it sounds like I'm bragging, but it proves something important. Silver has performed best for me when I've treated it like a trade, not a long-term, forever asset like gold. Now let me explain why. I'm not a metals flipper. I like owning long-term stores of value. Gold makes sense there. And I always keep some physical silver tucked away regardless of price. But silver, at scale, has quirks, high premiums, higher acquisition costs, storage problems, and decades, literal decades, of price dormancy. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, a burst of volatility. One part is exciting, the other part is frustrating, and the unpredictable mix makes silver hard to view as stable savings. Right now, we're in the fun part. The last time silver felt this electric was the 2011 run. If you traded that rally, you probably crushed it. I didn't. And if you bought into the spike and held through the 70% crash that followed, then you know exactly how brutal silver can be. It took 12 years to recover. And that's without adjusting for inflation, because adjusted for inflation, that old 2011 high is closer to $70. Then came the quiet years, 2014 through 2019. Silver did absolutely nothing. Ask me how I know. I was holding it. So when silver approached $30 again in 2020, I was ready to sell. And I did. If you time silver right, the wins are impressive. But those windows open only 2 or 3 times in an entire lifetime. This is one of those windows. So what do? I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'll never do that. But I'll tell you what I'm doing. I keep some physical silver. But for actual trades, I use ETFs because you simply cannot trade physical silver at scale. $100,000 in gold is a handful of coins. $100,000 in silver, 1,800 ounces, 20 monster boxes, a small gym workout. Silver takes up 100 times more space than gold. Not 10 times, 100. Storage matters, liquidity matters, logistics matter. That's why gold is my long-term position, and silver is my wild card. And here's why the wild card matters today. The difference between $60 silver and $80 silver might happen so fast you don't even register it. Silver's market cap is tiny, 1/10 of gold's. It doesn't take much money to push it violently in either direction. Momentum hits quick, and when it does, it's like lighting a fuse. 60 is within reach, 80 is possible. The run can sneak up on you, and if you're playing the momentum game, you need to know your move before it happens. Because the last time silver exploded, it gave up 70% right after. In the 80s, even more. This isn't negativity, it's reality. It's also what makes silver exciting. Silver runs faster and falls faster than gold ever will. It's not a stable long-term compounder, it's a firework. You wind and win for years, sometimes decades, and then suddenly, bang, it goes crazy. That's where we are right now. Silver doubled in less than a year. Gold doubled in 2. Another 30% move from here? Absolutely possible. If you see silver as a long-term hold, I get it. But part of owning silver is accepting that wild card inside the safe. And maybe that wild card isn't silver at all. Maybe it's the jack-in-the-box effect. You wind for 13 years, nothing happens, and then suddenly, everything happens at once. So tell me, where do you see silver going from here? 60? 80? Higher? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this breakdown useful, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching. I always appreciate your time. Take care.